one thing.
This can be Peter.
Hello, friends.
Oh, good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan. How you doing, Anthony?
You know, I've got alerts on.
Every day you do.
And because you never know, Saige, when you're going to need to be alerted to something. You can never tell.
You can't?
No.
I can.
That's why they're alerts. It's like, oh shit, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
And it's so important. It was not important.
Is it that we went live on Twitch?
It was Pixel Circus is now live on Twitch.
Anthony, my hands are covered in so many tiny, tiny burns that doing almost anything
Have you been making fun of people in ASL? Go on.
I was on a hot glue adventure until about 2 o'clock this morning.
Now, if you were to wrong answers only, what is a hot glue adventure?
Wrong answers only. A hot glue adventure is the after hours party to go into Michael's.
Yeah, after Michael's shuts down, they have an illegal rave in Michael's every night. And that's where you get the hot glue. That's where you get the hot glue adventures and hot glue burns.
The problem answer is like a weird horse party, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyways, I was making some upgrades to our failed safe set.
Which look great, by the way.
Thank you very much. Now, I was out here running tech. We're recording something, just like a bonus thing after this. So I was out here just like running tech, doing all the normal stuff. And then it was at midnight that I went, it needs something else. It needs a touch. And I thought that touch would take me 15 minutes. That touch took me 2 hours.
Yeah, that's the trouble with hyperfocus.
That is the trouble. And once I started, I literally couldn't stop because like one side was done. So like it actually all had to be done.
It all had to be done. But it looks great. And I'm sorry that you're covered in tiny burns.
I went to open a water bottle and was just like, ha, ha, ha. Got just like the teensiest little poke blisters from touching hot glue.
Anyways, good morning, everyone. I, continuing in my adventures of that oversized CRT television.
Yes.
That I bought. I was up late last evening because I found out that this giant CRT television, if you didn't hear the story, I have a giant CRT television now. It's a problem. I don't have an apartment for it, but I have a giant CRT television. I found out that it exactly fits the width of my hall closet.
Okay.
I have given up the hall closet. I built a television stand that also exactly fits in the hall closet.
Okay.
Moved all the classic consoles to that television stand in the hall closet, then put the television on top of it. I can't do anything else with the hall closet now, the television is off my floor.
But can you play it in the closet? Is it like hooked up in the closet?
Yeah. You know that front closet I have?
Yeah.
You can open it up, and it's right next to where I stream. So that's kind of cool because I can just turn around in my chair.
It's that big?
It's big.
Anthony.
This television is too big.
Anthony.
Now, what about the stuff that was in the closet? Great question, everybody. I don't know yet.
Is that all on the floor now?
Well, it's in my other closet, but now you cannot access anything in my other closet.
Okay, and that one's your clothes closet.
Yeah, that is where the clothes go.
Oh, buddy.
It's a lot. El Pez says Anthony Carboni is a closeted retro gamer. Yeah. I guess so.
I'm so glad that with your closet blocked in, you could still get access to your child-sized Kirby t-shirt. Thank goodness.
It's a child's extra large. I'm a big boy.
Anyways, let's get into the news. And I think we have to open with an update to something that we talked about on Friday, which I predicted.
You did
perfectly.
predict. I immediately, when I saw this, I sent you a text and I was like, you called it. You
know.
absolutely called it.
I did. Now, obviously, this is still just rumored, but we have to talk about the Avatar movies. We talked previously about the fact that the animation studio behind Avatar: The Last Airbender for Discovery Plus was going to be working on 3 animated movies. Then we found out that these are 3 theatrical release movies.
Mm-hmm.
And right now...
Now, I'm sorry. To clarify, they're theatrical, like, are they going to be limited theatrical and then to Paramount Plus, probably?
They haven't said.
Or, like, same day? I wonder.
I didn't expect us to get a theater release for these, but I am incredibly stoked for it.
Mm-hmm.
I did see a little bit of discourse on Twitter, like, I don't think there's a big enough fandom for Avatar. I vehemently disagree.
I disagree. I wonder if it's not going to be limited engagement or something. Just because, and it's not because I don't believe in the power of Avatar or the Avatar fan base, but it did sound like this was a Paramount Plus deal as a whole.
I mean, I'd just be Paramount. Here's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we should say that all of this stuff right now is rumors. None of this is confirmed, but it sounds like it's going through. I
think if Demon Slayer had so much success, I have no doubt that Avatar can.
Right, but remember that, yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's it. Demon Slayer fucking crushed here in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind, let's talk about the 3 movies that are rumored to be the releases for the Avatar franchise. You can't see them. Roll the intro one more time. Guys, I am on 2 hours of sleep.
Let me see if mine's working.
I'm getting mine. I'm getting it.
Okay.
I am getting it.
All right.
I was on the wrong Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Not the work Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Instead of a work wife, I have a work Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm. My Wi-Fi.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay, so for 2024, we have slated exactly what I predicted, a Kyoshi movie. And I just want to say, my next would have been Zuko. Absolutely, I would have predicted Zuko. Again, this is based on the extended canon that we already have. What is it? The Search? Is that what the Zuko books are called? Someone remind me, because once again, I'm on 2 hours of sleep. There is extended canon in the comics. Yes, The Search of Zuko looking for his mother and trying to figure out what happened to her.
I think you might have actually mentioned that too on the show. But yeah, Kyoshi, then Zuko, then Korra.
Now, here's what I'm gonna say.
What are you gonna say?
Get your motherfucking Korra slander out of my goddamn internet.
You know what? I think these BBs understand what's up. I think they're Korra supporters.
Every single person that replied to this initial tweet when this broke and was like, "Fuck that! Everything makes sense, but a Korra movie? Why Korra?" They all looked like the same fucking white man. Every single one of them looked like the exact same carbon copy white man.
It was like
every single one of them just like fucking. You could see the misogyny in their beady little eyes.
It was all just those like sunglasses in the truck guys, basically.
Every fucking one of them has a truck personality but can't afford one. You know what I mean?
I think this is great. I think this is great. If this is true,
big if true.
I love this, and I do love. Listen, after the success of Mugen Train, I was just like more anime and more animated films for adults, more older animated films in the theaters. Theatrical runs for more movies. So if this is happening, I'm very excited. Now remember, Mugen Train did very, very well for an anime film. But it also opened pretty strongly against the other films that it was up against. It did not come out during like a huge time for film releases, but it did very, very well. It is, of course, the highest grossing movie in Japan. Yeah. And I think there's room for more animated films and more there should be more money in animated films for adults.
Absolutely. Now, we don't know exactly what the demographic of these is intended to be. I do know that the Kyoshi stories can be like rather intense, but Avatar's also been particularly excellent at kind of softening the approach of things that are actually horrific tales of like, these stories of war into being something that is digestible for children. I see them kind of splitting the difference like they did with the series.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
I think so.
That's my hope even. I want that to be the case. And I also think that this has an advantage going in from like Japanese actual anime coming in. That this is a Nickelodeon show we grew up with that we didn't have to like have these subscriptions for, you know what I mean? Like I didn't grow up with a lot of anime for lack of access unless it aired here on television.
No, of course. For a lot of people growing up, it was your Tsunamis and your
Sailor Moon
and your Sailor Moons and your Avatars and all that stuff. So I think,
the internet will get mad at us if I don't acknowledge that Avatar is not considered anime.
I mean, there's
I know.
We got a lot of going on. But anyway, This is big news. Very excited. Once again, still rumors, but I would love to see this. In other things coming back, I want to jump to this. I'm so sorry. I hate to do this to you. Will you come in just like a couple inches?
Okay.
Just a couple inches. The frame just keeps cutting you off as you're talking. That's all. A little bit.
Oh, no, that
But now we're here. Now we're both here in the center of the frame, and I love it.
I also hope we get to see a lot more Asami in that movie.
I
hope Asami's running the fucking world.
Something big happened yesterday.
Yes.
Something real big.
Yes.
It's pretty exciting, I think.
Oh? New every time.
Number 1 on trending. Very big deal.
Would you just open it full screen?
No, because it'll cut it off. Sorry. Uh-oh.
Pesky bee.
It's happening!
What a fascinating approach.
It's happening!
Coming back with Fly is very funny.
It's, ooh, baby. This has had, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, the television series has had such a long and troubled production.
Yes.
It really has. After the web series blew up, Conan O'Brien's production company got the rights to make a television series.
Okay.
It lingered in development for a very long time. 3 years ago, they posted a video to the site that was called Wakey Wakey. And it was saying, hey, June 19th, it's happening. And then nothing for 3 years. 3 years later, June 19th, they post this and let us know that finally it's coming to Channel 4.
Wow.
Huge. Huge. If you have not watched Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Goddamn. It's up. You can watch it. It's all right there.
If you haven't actually sat down and watched Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared intentionally, you've probably at least seen bits of it or clips of it.
Mm-hmm. Sit down. They're only a few of them. Mm-hmm. They're short.
Yeah.
Put it on a TV. Don't watch it on a mobile device or a computer. Give it the time and the respect that it deserves. I'm being David Lynch right now.
Yeah. I'm
David Lynching you, and I'm telling you, you want to sit on a couch, you want to put it on a big screen, and you want to really watch Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Klobag says UK Channel 4. Yes. It's UK Channel 4.
You can watch it on whatever device you want.
It's very, very good. I'm just saying, you can watch it however you want, but I'm saying once you start watching it, you'll probably want to be like, oh, this is a this is a thing that I want to like actually watch and pay attention to.
Right. Stick
You
that
know?
TV in the closet.
Put it on your closet TV.
Yeah.
Put it on your 34-inch widescreen CRT that you never should have gotten. Never should have gotten.
Anthony, I need you to talk about a thing. Take a story.
Yeah.
Take a story, and I'm going to step out for 2 seconds.
Okay.
All right?
I was in the middle of talking about Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
But that
I could
story
have
is
kept
ending?
going. No, it's going to keep going. Listen, here's the thing about Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. No, I can move on to something else. Oh, here's something great that we can talk about. All of us. Let's discuss these. By the way, sugar breakfast is also hidden. Thank you very much. That's your reminder to give us money. Give us money or we'll die. There, I said it. Give us money or we'll die. I'd like to talk about this Instagram account. Well, there it is. That's a bunny rabbit, but also a tiny bird. Discuss. Hold on. Caterpillar. You see what I'm saying? Caterpillar. Do you get me? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a caterpillar.
Is that all you did while I was gone?
No, we also looked at tiny bunny rabbit. This is a parrotfish. Now that's a beautiful. That's the mighty phoenix. Rising. Once again. Also deer. Walrus horse. Tell me about that one. Figure that one out if you can.
Walrus.
Walrus. Horus. No, that's just an Egyptian god.
Yeah.
That's also a horse, but it's also kind of a sandpiper or a crane. Now, the artist calls it a crallion.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. It's majestic.
Okay, that was the one.
That's pretty good, right?
Okay, that was the one.
That's pretty good. That's a house llama. They've been what it is when they start as a mountain llama, you have to domesticate them 3 generations.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, they're not.
That thing will look like Ghost in 2 more.
Yeah. I don't like the Photoshop on that one there. I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
The transition isn't smooth enough for me. It should be smoother. Oh. Now this majestic boy.
It's clear they got better at Photoshop. As you're going further back, the Photoshops are getting worse, but I do love this moth dog.
The moth dog is great. He's flying towards the light.
What kind of dog is that? Is
A doth.
that what they're called?
Yeah,
No.
because it's a dog and a moth.
But just what kind of dog?
It's that big one.
Okay, thank you.
It looks like a dagger, but big.
Yes.
A buck. Would you rather fight 1 bear-sized duck or 100 duck-sized bears?
Samoyed?
A Samoyed. Sermonurm. It's a hammerhead bird.
Excellent. All right, let's continue the news.
And that's all the news we have today.
Would we like to talk about games or movies? What would you like?
Ooh, that's a great question. Let's jump into games.
Okay.
Because there isn't a lot of games today. So,
There isn't.
Let's jump right into it. First of all, we've all been gearing up for that big Nintendo Direct. We know it's coming. We were like, where's the Nintendo Direct? When's it happening?
What was the date that Alana predicted?
She said that there was she had heard that there was a June 29th.
Okay. So there could still be one at the end of the week.
Because here's the thing. The Direct was announced, and it's Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Direct. If there aren't 2 Directs happening.
This is for the 22nd. They're not doing 2 directs.
They're not
that close
doing
to each other.
I don't think they're doing another one. So what we're getting is we thought we were going to get the big Nintendo Direct. That is like the replacement for E3. And it looks like what we're going to get is we're going to get the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Direct. Now, they did say Nintendo is very good about this. They said, hey, tune in on 6/22, 7 a.m. Pacific time for a Nintendo Direct presentation featuring roughly 20 minutes of information about Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I do love how transparent they are about what a Direct is going to be every time.
Well, they're tired of people being like,
why didn't you announce Breath of the Wild 2?
Yeah, they're tired of putting together really good Directs for games and then having people be like, but I wanted to see different game.
Where's the Switch 2?
I heard that you were going to announce a different game. Who did you hear that from? Me.
I heard
'Cause it's
new
time.
console. My turn.
So it's going to be Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We were hoping for a lot of things. I mean, I honestly was hoping to get some more concrete information on Breath of the Wild.
We've been hoping that every day for years.
But we were also talking about this last week, and we were saying we've got the slate laid out. We know what Nintendo's doing, and we have release dates for a lot of these games.
Yeah.
Like, it's no mystery. Like, I don't need to see more Splatoon 3. I know Splatoon 3 is coming. We know that Advance Wars is coming. We know.
The main thing we want is dates for things. And I'd take a bit more info on Breath of the Wild 2.
I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 is the one question mark, right? That's it. That's the one question mark. Self-aware can opener is saying Breath of the Wild 2 is being revamped because Elden Ring happened. Doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. Nintendo doesn't really worry about responding to what other people have done. I think they're just mired in the development of the thing.
Agreed.
And I think it was just hit by COVID and hit by a lot of other stuff. I don't think they're worried about what Elden Ring did because it's not going to be like Elden Ring.
Yeah, they're not in the same genre, honestly.
Breath of the Wild didn't feel anything like a Souls game to me.
Yeah.
As somebody who plays a lot of Souls games. You know what? It did feel a little too much like Breath of the Wild to me, Saige.
What felt almost a little bit too much like Breath of the Wild to you?
Sonic Frontiers?
Yeah.
Every piece of everything we've seen about Sonic Frontiers tells me that Sonic Team do be playing Breath of the Wild.
Love to play their Breath of the Wild so much they made it.
Now, everybody's kind of feeling the same way, and let me tell you, there is an indie company that is drifting off of what people, and that is a speed joke. They are drifting off of what people wanted Sonic Frontiers to be, and that is Haste Broken Worlds. This is some footage of Haste Broken Worlds that was released on Twitter. This is not the new Sonic game, but people are looking at this. But I do, that I hate Sega hire this man. That's my least favorite kind of thing.
Yes.
Oh, this person made an indie game and or a Sonic fan game, and Sega hire this man. Or this person made a Zelda fan game. Nintendo hire this man, and it's just some game in Unreal 4. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I don't hate the idea of that. I think the idea of that is extremely valid, but it's something that we talk about a lot too in like any form of entertainment where like actors are like, you gotta cast this guy. And it's like, but you're just another actor. Like, you don't have the influence to do this. Or when it's like, there's that thing that goes around on Twitter where it's like, retweet if you'd like to work with me. And everybody's like, I would love to work with you. I don't have any work though. Right?
Yeah.
It's that thing. So when it's like, Sega, you gotta hire this guy. And they're not somebody that's like within any entertainment industry or has any idea how that works.
Sure.
It's a lot of the time just being like, thank you, that's a nice sentiment for the tweet.
Well, and the problem, the follow-up problem that I have with it is often that's a nice sentiment that's followed up with, because you're fucking up, right? It's the implication of a lot of these tweets is Sega hire this man because you don't know what to do with your own properties. Okay. We could dial that down a notch. We could dial down that rhetoric. Now listen, has Sega been a little lost in the woods lately? Sure.
A little lost in the Sonic sauce?
A little lost in the Sonic sauce. Sure. Does Haste Broken Worlds look amazing? Yes.
Lost in the limited edition Sonic Blue Curry?
but we lost in the King Ice Sonic the Hedgehog Swarovski crystal necklace.
Yeah.
But people responding to this are like, wild that indie devs make a better Sonic game than the company that's been making Sonic for 31 years. It's like, ugh, okay.
Hey, they're busy putting Sonic in 2 Point Hospital.
You've dropped the perfect video for Sonic fans to be annoying over, like, blah. But also as somebody who like, as the people developing Haste, you know, they didn't just come out of nowhere. They made Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. They made Cluster Truck. They're kind of like, okay, like it's flattering, but also could you please see this as its own thing? Because we're a company that's trying to develop our own thing. And certainly we do like Sonic the Hedgehog, but we're not trying to be that. We're trying to be our own thing.
Here's the thing. It has the speed run in common, but like mechanically it seems very different. It seems like an endless runner kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it is just in constant motion. The environments are entirely different. The art style is entirely different. I do think that it has enough individuality for that to be a bummer to look at.
Yeah. Now, you know, as far as the response to Sonic Frontiers goes, that the first gameplay they released, I was like, oh no, this was not the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
We watched that 7-minute clip and I went, oh dear, I see what you're doing. Because they have that deal with IGN first, and anytime anybody has a deal with IGN first, they release things over a 30-day period.
Yeah.
They do 1 month of IGN exclusives. It's a paid placement thing, basically. And they decided that they were going to open with something that was a little, you know, like mysterious and open and like, oh, let's just vibe in this world. And everybody was like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is it?
This doesn't look finished. But as they've been showing more and more of the gameplay, I'm like,
it's getting better.
It's getting better. I'm like kind of into it. It is very weird. And I mean, they certainly have been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And there's no getting around that.
Continues on with yet another look at Sonic.
There's no getting around that. Everything from like some of these puzzles to the way the world looks to I mean it's very Breath of the Wild. Like you're finding little patterns of things in the world and you're like, "Oh, can I complete the like it's Breath of the Wild." And I think that's a problem, right? Like, they're going to run into the same problem that they had with Sonic Lost World, where everybody played Sonic Lost World, and they're like, I, too, enjoy Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like, but everything, even, like, Sonic has this, like, dodge that goes into a flurry attack that's, like, very Breath of the Wild.
And it's so funny, because it also just, like, isn't Sonic.
Yeah, like, the look of the world isn't Sonic. And also, somebody just mentioned BTP Knives in the live studio audience, mentioned, like, it's not even using, like, a Sonic soundtrack. It's got, like, the cluster piano chords.
Yeah. I also was about to say the exact same thing that Brooks in the live studio audience said, which was a brighter popping color palette would have totally sold this to me.
Yeah, why?
If you colored it like a Sonic world, but you laid it out more like Breath of the Wild, I think that would have been really, really interesting. It would have made it stand out. But, like, think of those, like, bright popping greens.
Well, all of these dirt roads and paths, make them checkerboard. Like, lean into it. Even if you're going to, like, have it be kind of semi-ruined, which, come on, Breath of the Wild. But even if you're going to have it semi-ruined where, like, only bits of the path are hanging out, why aren't those giant rocks, like, checkerboard colored? Why aren't there, like, there are bounce things that are in the world. Why aren't they, like, rusty pinball machine bumpers like every Sonic game has used? It's really interesting.
There's a way that you could have done something so interesting, which was trying to bring realism to the Sonic aesthetic.
There's that flurry attack.
Yep.
I mean, I like the idea of some of these puzzle enemies where it's like you got to run around them real fast and kind of use this hurricane.
That's a cool mechanic.
They also showed like some of these open world puzzles, which I think are very fascinating for Sonic because it's like, how do you stop people in a Sonic game from running past half the stuff that's important, right? And I think they did something interesting with that, which when you see these loop-de-loops and these flying rails and things like that, they're obstacle courses that there's one perfect way to get through. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do them necessarily, but there's one perfect playthrough that you can do that will get you through those paths and get you to whatever the secret little thing is. And that, I think, is a very interesting way to do a Sonic.
I also am like, why are we watching you fight this exact same enemy again? Why did they start that?
Dude, that's what's crazy is like, they only had like 2 enemies to show. I do want to show off this boss that's very like, sort of Shadow of the Colossus-y, but also very, also looks like a Pokemon, but plays like a Shadow of the Colossus thing where the boss is the level.
Yeah.
You see, you've got like these blue speed paths to go up and like hit it in the head. I'm confused by these.
It looks like the legends to me from Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm confused by these creature designs. Now we know that this is something where Sonic apparently gets pulled through a portal or something and lands on an unfamiliar island, so this is not Sonic's world, quote unquote.
I just don't know why you would write that game.
Yeah, it just is weird to me because this doesn't look like an enemy from a Sonic game to me.
And it's not supposed to be, I guess, if Sonic's landed in a different world, but I just think for your first open world Sonic game, why wouldn't you make it Sonic's world?
I do love that they're showing there's multiple ways to fight this boss, though. You don't have to use the speed rings if you don't want to. You can do this thing where you can sort of get one of its feet off the ground, which also, Breath of the Wild, and then and then kind of attack under there and make it stumble to hit it. These are wild takes. That's the thing is these are big swings to take with a Sonic game.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, I understand that you want to leave the sort of like, you want to leave like the dad rock edginess behind. Of course
Absolutely.
You do. And
Love that.
Please do. I think what you like, I don't know though. The problem is you've based Sonic entirely on one-liners and attitude for so long.
Right.
That like removing all of that and making it a quiet game where it's like, and it's Sonic against the elements quietly and mysteriously and like blah, blah. It's like, no. It's very strange. And this to me feels more like, we were talking about the Sega Hire This Man, and usually it's, I put Link into Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
And this is what it looks like. But, this kind of looks a little bit like that, where they took a game engine and some like pre-existing functionality of a game engine and threw Sonic into it. And
It does. The actual game does.
The actual game does. And so that's why I understand why people are kind of hire this man to the totally accurate battle simulator people when they show this haste game. But like,
I wish that was how it worked.
Yeah, there were bits of this that look good.
Mm-hmm.
There are some interesting ideas in this Sonic game, and I think we still haven't seen all of it. They're calling it open zone and not open world, and it makes me wonder if like this isn't just one environment, and maybe it is. That would make me happy if Sonic did wind up going into some different environments that were like a little bit more Sonic.
If it is, it feels like they're burying the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they are.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know if I can faithfully believe that it's a significantly more interesting game than they have told us it is.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I guess I'm sort of basing that on the fact that they started with the weirdest and like strangest reveal that was clearly meant to build up mystery. And so maybe they just really want to build up the mystery of this. I'm not a Sonic apologist by any means. I just want the best for people. and I would like to think that this is going somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Anthony, you know who else wants the best for people?
Who?
I guess the director of Cuphead.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
This is a pretty lovely story.
We talk often about game developers being overworked, how just absolutely taxing crunch is before release, trying to get things out on time. And it is refreshing to have a story pop up about a team that has rejected crunch and is saying the game gets there when the game gets there as long as my team is okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog said that. Sonic the Hedgehog is actually the director of the game Cuphead.
That's why Sonic's games don't look good, is because he's giving his all to his team.
Exactly.
This is great. This was the director, Maja Moldenhauer, said, or probably Maya Moldenhauer, said, hey, if it takes the game longer to come out, it takes longer. Who cares?
Yep.
Who cares? We're going to release the game when we release the game. Mental health needed to be at the forefront. particularly over the last couple years, why would you push a video game to come out? You know? Moldenhauer said the number one thing was keeping everybody happy. This is video games. Take your time. Mental health needs to be at the forefront, taking the space and the time that you need, especially over years like these.
We love to hear that. Now, of course, this is regarding the Cuphead DLC, the Delicious Last Course.
Mm-hmm.
And when it gets here, it's going to be great. Because people didn't fucking, break their backs making it happen.
Yeah, and look, it's gonna do well. That's the thing, is Cuphead DLC is gonna do well. Cuphead did insanely well.
Yeah.
Cuphead just cashed in those Netflix coins. The studio's doing fine. Maybe this hurt their bottom line a little bit, but like, who cares? Like, the point of running any business, particularly an independent business, but any business, should be, am I paid? Are my people paid? Are we making enough money to live?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Is the company making $1 bazillion? It doesn't matter. We've made enough money that we're all doing well, and we can work on the next thing. Which
is very, very good to hear. Obviously, that does come from a position of Cuphead doing very well. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of small teams that don't have that, like, time, I guess. But I hope that we see more of these. These larger studios have no excuse. Their studio's so much larger than this that have absolutely no excuse.
I mean, their
employees through.
Their excuse is shareholders, which is a garbage excuse that we have created for them, and we have handed to them on a silver platter, which is a problem. But the nice thing about a smaller privately owned company, this is the interview kind of rounds out with something that I love, where Maya says, if we're going to risk it all, it's going to be a company that we're proud of. It's going to be a company that has all the things, an amalgamation of all the things we've always wanted. Respect for each other, love, and support, things that we didn't receive in our past jobs. Well, we did, but at the end of the day, there was a bottom line. Implying we got that respect, love, and support when money was good, and when it wasn't, we didn't. She said that she's not worried about how well the DLC sells or if it makes money. They just want to make this cool piece of art and share it with the world and do it in a way that didn't lead to burnout or crunch.
We love to hear it.
Of course, the Delicious Last Course comes out in 10 days, June 30th.
Very exciting.
Unfortunately, it's a bit more Hire This Man news.
A little bit more Hire This Man news for you this morning.
But I really do love this. We've seen a lot of ports to the PC of games that did not have PC ports. We've seen Mario 64, obviously Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is a team that is porting Jak and Daxter to the PC with 4K 60 and some small gameplay upgrades. They're about 80% done.
It is so funny to me how all of the games of this time look so identical.
Isn't it wild?
How just like clearly Crash Bandicoot this is.
I mean, look, wait for 10 years from now.
It's so funny. I know.
Wait for 10 years from now when we're saying, why does everything look like Fortnite?
I know. You know what? Even I think before that, it's going to be, why does everything look like Call of Duty?
Yeah. I mean, it's
but
really wild.
Is literally like, if you had told me, if I'd never seen Jak and Daxter and you told me that someone just swapped out the models for a Crash Bandicoot game, I would be like, oh, yes, that's what this is.
And it is very...
The font's the same.
And it is very wild to see that they went from Crash Bandicoot...
It's giving Spyro. It's giving Crash Bandicoot.
Well, they went from Crash Bandicoot to slightly more grown-up Crash Bandicoot to Nathan fucking Drake. Like, the jump that they made from Jak and Daxter to fucking Nathan Drake was very surprising. But also, like... I don't know. It's just cool to see this running at 4K 60.
It looks great, but like it looks exactly like a combination of Spyro and Crash Bandicoot running so well.
Sure, and I think it's fun to see this. We obviously PlayStation Plus has a lot of these classic games, but PlayStation Plus is getting a little bit of flack for how well their emulation is running. Nintendo is getting flack for how well their emulation is running. These companies that are doing the bare minimum to release their classic games on these services because they're hoping maybe one day they'll do a big budget remake, or hopefully maybe one day we'll charge you $60 for it again, instead of just re-releasing the original. This is the takeaway. That's the takeaway. So I think it's fun to see what these teams are doing to bring it to the PC,
Yeah, this looks excellent. This looks really good. It was posted to the Unreal YouTube channel. Interesting.
No. That's not the Unreal YouTube channel. That is a gentleman.
Are they lying?
That's a gentleman that posts PC mods.
Using this like Unreal logo and just Unreal?
Yeah. No, that's not the official Unreal channel.
Yeah, I don't have enough for that. But also, bold move.
Unreal is a bunch of news about PC ports and things like that.
I'm just gonna say it. Come up with your own name.
You stole your name from Jack and Daxter.
At least I had the dignity to spell it differently. When I crawled around the hospital and wrote my own name down. in her larval form. Correct. Yeah. I just want to acknowledge a nice message in the live studio audience. Dork Muffin said, I randomly stumbled upon this channel this morning. Very much enjoying this and much needed thing this morning.
Oh,
hey, we're very glad that you're here. Welcome to It's Too Early.
Yeah, we do this 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You'll also find other wonderful gaming-related content on this channel all week long.
So true.
Let's move on to some business news. We are a business show.
Yes, of course. Anthony got his MBA on the streets, and I very soon will have a PhD in fucking ghosts. Hold on, actually, that's a totally different PhD.
No. That's what she's going for. That's been the dream her entire life, and she figured out how to do it. What's your thesis paper on?
I've been thinking about that a lot, to be honest. And I figure I should.
Now you have to continue the ghost fucking bit. You have to come up with a thesis paper about fucking ghosts.
The title is going to be Spectral Pleasure in a Metaphysical Modern World. Anyways, let's talk about business. For those who don't know, I'm going to Ghost College. You can get a PhD on the internet in ghosts, and I'm gonna get it, and you're gonna have to call me doctor.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one in cryptozoology. I think we're gonna go to college together.
We're going back to school.
We're going back to school together. It's gonna be fun. In business news, the EU recently said, God, hey, anybody cool from the EU? You want to get married? Like, just as a question, just a quick question. Anybody from the EU?
Or just offer It's Too Early, some kind of placement there.
Yeah.
Pay for us to come and visa.
Yeah. Could we perhaps maybe do It's Too Early from Europe from now on? Just give us a visa, because here's the thing. The EU's making good decisions.
The EU is making good decisions.
Healthcare as a benefit, paying people during lockdown. There's been a lot of good stuff going on. Taking things seriously, not being stupid. That's fun.
The EU Green Pass, very effective.
It's a shame that the new Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is trapped in the UK and not in the EU proper.
Yeah.
But that's all right. One of the big decisions the EU made recently was, hey, you motherfuckers, no more proprietary chargers.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous to charge people. And we've seen less and less of that. But we've got 3 different kinds of USB. Every time I open something up that I buy, I'm just like, oh God, which USB is this going to be?
Yep.
Which one? Do I still have to, because I still have to keep micro USB cables around for certain things. I've got a mini USB cable, the weird fucking T-shaped one.
Tell me about it.
For 2 things? There are only 2 things left in my home. 2 things.
Anthony,
it's fucking crazy.
I pulled this beefy drive out of the box.
Is it Firewire?
It's fucking Thunderbolt. It's the mini DisplayPort.
Oh, well, Thunderbolt's great.
But it's another fucking cable is what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. I don't have one of these laying around.
Thunderbolt is crazy. But
I'll have it.
But that's the thing is like,
And it's so hard to find on the internet.
Thunderbolt can go through a USB-C connector. You can do that. And here's the thing. The EU has said, hey, shut the fuck up, everybody. Everything is going to be USB-C.
As it should.
Everything is going to have USB-C. Don't come at us with any of your garbage that doesn't have USB-C. And of course, one of the biggest people fighting this, or I say people because here in America, corporations are people. One of the biggest people fighting this was, of course, Apple, because of the lightning. They're holding out on that lightning.
They're holding out on the phone. They did go USB-C on the laptops, and honestly, that surprised me initially because usually they love to have their very own no one else has it charger.
Yeah.
But some of the
iPads are USB-C now.
All of the new iPads are USB-C.
But the phone, they know they've got everybody on the phone.
They've got everybody on the phone. But I do think that they started transitioning the computer and the iPad over because they knew that this was going to happen.
Yeah, this is the only reason they did it is because a couple years back, a year ago, the EU said, standardized connector. If you're not going to use a standardized connector, you have to prove to us why you cannot use a standardized connector. And they have engineers that look at everything and go, no, use the standardized connector. Because guess what? Everything can use the standardized connector.
Yes.
Everything can use it. So everything's moving to USB-C in the EU. And now, here in the States, our politicians are saying the same thing. Common charger.
So I'm in full agreement that we should have a common charger. I agree. I will say,
D-me.
hey, they're like Democratic leadership is pushing for this. Hey, Democrats.
It's wild the things Democrats will push for.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I would love to get to this, but I was wondering if we could scoot it down the list a little bit. I just have a couple of requests.
I understand that working on one thing doesn't mean you're not working on another thing.
But they aren't.
But the thing is, you're not.
Right.
The thing is, we can see what you're doing every day, and it's nothing.
Yeah, not always true. In this case, incredibly true. And I was just wondering if maybe we could talk about like some basic human rights.
There are like 4 people in government right now who are screaming about the important stuff, and the rest of them are just like, ugh.
Yeah, like as much as I would love everything to be USB-C, that's gonna be so convenient and easy for me. I would also like access to healthcare.
Sure.
You know.
Now this is a letter addressed to Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo from a couple senators. You can guess who maybe 2 of them are, because it's anytime anything cool goes through government, who's attached? Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, attached. Right?
Yeah. But if it's even cooler, it's AOC.
Yeah. If it's something that's cool
but matters,
it's probably like the squad. But if it's something that's just like, hey, this is common sense and I'm going to bang my fucking head against a brick wall.
Yeah.
It's probably Sanders and Warren. Like, why can't we even do this?
Yeah.
That's the Sanders and Warren that's basically their mission statement. Hey, why can't we do this?
Why can't we even do this?
So, Ed Markey, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders said that the department develop a strategy to require a common charging port across all mobile devices, saying the EU has wisely acted in the public interest by taking on powerful technology companies over this consumer and environmental issue. The United States should do the same. Now, Saige, you know that I'm in the midst of an epoch-long reorganization of my apartment.
The whole time you've lived there.
And one of the things that I just keep finding and getting rid of are additional cables. There are things that need to be plugged in all the time. So I need enough cables for those.
Yes.
Then I need a couple extra of each cable.
Yes.
A couple being 2.
Yes.
But I keep coming up against more and more cables, and every time I get something new, 2 more cables, and I'm just like, this is so wasteful.
Yeah.
And remember, that here on It's Too Early, we will never try to gaslight you into thinking that your individual actions are responsible for the decline of the entire environment. We don't do that here. Corporations did that. And if you don't want to carry a straw in your bag, you don't have to. Okay? Do what you can.
Do what you can.
Do what you can, but never believe that you're at fault.
Correct.
But I'll tell you what. I do have a pile of fucking cables.
Yeah.
And they gotta go.
Yeah.
They gotta go. Year after year, Americans pile our outdated chargers into landfills where we shell out more money to tech companies for new ones. This waste is driving consumers up the wall, and it's driving our planet deeper into a climate crisis. I'm asking the Department of Commerce to follow the lead of the European Union and look into solutions so that we can save our money, our sanity, and our planet. That's all.
That'd be great.
That's all.
Also, maybe let me have a healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Maybe ban assault rifles.
I'll tell you what. I will continue using 3 different versions of USB-C.
I will.
If you give me healthcare. I'll be like, well, shit, I guess I got to use mini USB for this because my doctor's bills are paid.
Right, exactly. But my wisdom teeth are impacted and just drilling into my skull, and I would love to not have to pay thousands of dollars for that.
Yeah, I will. You can bring back FireWire.
Fuck it. Yeah, absolutely.
You can bring back the 30-pin iPod connector if you promise that Saige can get her teeth removed for free, and there won't be guns. So many guns.
If there were less guns, and I could ask a doctor why sometimes I just black out, then I would use as many USB-Cs, as many different kinds of USBs as you want.
Would be so cool. Thank you very much. But hey, we should get rid of those chargers, all those different cables. I mean, it's fine.
But I'm willing.
Speaking of corporate fucking nonsense driving this country into the ground, Elon Musk, period. But also, Elon Musk, Tesla, and SpaceX are being sued for a Dogecoin pyramid scheme. Now, you know, Saige, that all crypto is a pyramid scheme.
True.
You can say whatever you want.
At least on Herbalife, you get the vitamins you spend money on.
Right. Like with Herbalife, if you can't sell all of those vitamins to people, or New Skin, if you can't sell all of those, like, those salves and creams to somebody, what's the big
Rodan and Fields?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where everybody wears all white and goes to the weird cult meeting every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least when you don't sell the boxes of cosmetics, you have
boxes
cosmetics.
of cosmetics.
And you can just use them if you want to. With fucking...
We're not saying do that. Don't do it. Don't get on any pyramid scheme.
Never MLM, but the fact that people are just waking up to this entire crypto thing being an MLM and being a pyramid scheme forever is wild.
MLM stands for Must Love Mogs.
For what? Must love what? Must love what?
Mogs.
Okay.
It's like must love dogs.
All right.
They're so tired.
Yeah, all right. No, you did it. You did it. So here's what's going on. The idea that people wanted to say that crypto has any value is wild, but the idea that they wanted to say that it just keeps appreciating in value was fucking wild. Because why? Why would it go up in value? It's not a pog. It's not a cool pog.
Must love Pogs.
Must love Pogs. That movie with Janine Garofalo. Look. It's all a scam, right? Crypto, NFTs, all a scam.
Uh-huh.
It's not a security. It's not a stock.
Uh-huh.
It's not. Its value is not based on anything. It's fucking weird. And one of the things that Elon Musk loves to do with his money and his power is fix markets.
Yeah.
Our dude Elon Musk loves to fix a market. He loves to use the fact that he is wealthy and people are listening to fuck with the economy.
Mm-hmm.
He does it all the time.
Constantly.
I'm going to buy Twitter. Haha, JK. Oh, I'm going to sell all my Tesla stock. Haha, JK. Oh, by the way, when that stock dipped, I might have bought a bunch more stock in my own company. I might have used what I just did, knowing that you would panic sell it off, to buy back a bunch of stock. So now I own even more of my company. And the SEC fine for doing something like this is way less than the money I just made. So that's what we call profiting. And the entire system is broken and it's meant to work in favor for me. Now, here's the thing. Dogecoin. A literal meme coin.
Yeah.
You've got crypto, right? And the whole idea is that cryptocurrency is worth something because they're never going to print any more Bitcoin.
Yes.
There are only so many Bitcoins in the world, and so they go up in value because people are trying to hoard the Bitcoins. You can't do anything with
literally
them. It's
just
stupid.
It's falsified scarcity.
You can't do a damn thing with it. It costs too much to even buy anything or exchange it for anything. Anyway, so the Bitcoin is based on scarcity. Dogecoin is just like, hey, whenever Dogecoin becomes worth a certain amount, we just make more. And it's funny to own it because it's a Shiba and it's Doge and it's a meme. But Elon Musk actually is being accused of artificially inflating the value.
Of course. That's exactly what he's been doing. Look, I'm willing to say it's hardly just an accusation. It's very provable.
Yeah, he went online and was basically like, Dogecoin to the moon. I'm putting all my money in Doge, was showing like the receipts of buying Doge.
Yep.
Right? He said he put some of Tesla's money and SpaceX's money into Doge. He's like, yeah, we're holding Doge. Ha 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 ha. And so everybody bought a bunch of Doge. And then it wasn't worth anything. Because why would it be? And so everybody's like, Elon Musk, Keith Johnson, who calls himself an American citizen who was defrauded out of money by the defendant's Dogecoin crypto pyramid scheme, sued Musk and his companies, claiming they constitute an illegal racketeering enterprise to inflate Dogecoin's price. Because obviously, if Elon Musk says Dogecoin to the moon, and a bunch of people buy Dogecoin, and then he sells his Dogecoin, who just made all the money? Elon Musk.
I just want to point out that Flannel Fries in live studio audience said, dude's last name is literally Stinky.
He's stinky. He's a stinky boy. He's like,
and he looks stinky.
He left a sock under his bed.
Here, I'm of the personal opinion consistently, and I will stand by this on the internet, regardless of how angry it makes white men on TikTok. I think you can bully billionaires.
Absolutely, you can.
I think that you can be straight up mean to billionaires.
Here's the thing: the inverse of we never punch down is we always punch up. We always punch up, and if you're in power, and he is in power, we get to fucking take the piss all the time.
And
you suck. And you know what?
Very little's off limits.
And you know what? Cry yourself to sleep on your golden bed.
Right. Hey, we'll stop if you stop being a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
And that's why I preface to say that this is a photo of Elon Musk.
Why does he look exactly like that? Why does he look exactly like Drop Dead Fred?
He looks like Drop Dead Fred when he gets flattened.
I love it. Elon Musk, who, by the way, during Pride Month, was just like, hey man, I'm getting high and I'm telling you, I'm getting high and I'm watching Rick and Morty and I'm telling you that there are only two genders. Didn't see that. Yeah, he's a fucking dick. And one of my favorite things is the moment he said that is 1 million people just responded, what about your gender reaffirming surgery? And it was pictures of him before his hair transplant and after. Because let me tell you something. A lot of straight people get gender reaffirming surgery.
Sure, fucking do.
He's terrible. He's a terrible person. He's a garbage man. Doge, you can't buy a lot of crypto in New York because it's considered gambling.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm. It's wild. Two things that are wild to me that I've been thinking about a lot this week that we simply cannot seem to get rid of in America, even though we all agree that they're scams and they're terrible, is Scientology and cryptocurrency. For some reason, we all know, like, it's not even an open secret. It simply is an open statement that we all understand. These two things are scams. Why can we not get rid of them if we all agree?
I don't know. Also, Dork Muffin, a live stream, the audience said, this is why I try not to support Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Fuck Chick-fil-A.
You can get nugs somewhere else.
Honestly, not worth the homophobia.
Not worth the
chicken.
homophobia. I want to talk about, speaking of Scientology, let's talk about film.
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick is now Tom Cruise's biggest box office hit of all time, passing $800 million. $800 million Top Gun Maverick has made. I'll see it when it's free.
I won't.
It'll probably wind up on TV at some point, and I'll watch it.
I will not.
But people are like, "Have you seen Top Gun Maverick?" And I'm like, "No,
No, I don't care.
we don't go to see these films.
No,
we don't go to see a film by the Scientology man that praises and lifts up the military-industrial complex. We simply don't go see those movies anymore. We don't need
we
that.
certainly don't risk the theater in the pandemic for it.
No, we're not going to die to watch the Scientology man's military movie. It is fact that military enlistment went up after Top Gun, the original film. It worked as a military recruitment strategy.
Gross.
In the United States, you cannot make a movie that includes the military without having a military consultant approve it.
Gross.
Which means you can't make a movie where the military as a whole is bad. You're not allowed to do it.
Gross, icky, gross.
It's
Gross, icky, gross.
It's really, really weird.
We spend enough money per year on planes that literally do not fly because they don't work because we didn't fix them. We spend enough money per year simply upkeeping and manufacturing more planes that cannot fly. We spend enough money that we could literally end hunger in the United States by just not manufacturing and maintaining planes that don't fly.
Cut the military budget by 1% and give it to public schools, and America would immediately have one of the highest rated public school systems in the world.
Woo!
That's how much money we give to the military every year. The military industrial complex goes all the way down in America to the point where here in Los Angeles, we give 50% of the city budget to the police, who are ineffective and terrible.
Yes, we do. Yeah, fuck that. If you'd like to find out more also about the school to prison pipeline or the school to military pipeline, which are the two things that they offer a lot of teens, Pick Me Up, I'm Scared has a great episode on that.
Yeah.
In more bad news, let's talk about Ezra Miller.
We've actually been putting off talking about Ezra Miller.
We have been. Obviously, Ezra Miller's been a big story for a long time now, and I believe that when it initially started going kind of wonky, we might have talked about it very, very, very early on.
We did, but as this story has been developing over the last week or two, we've been like, we're waiting to see how this develops.
Yeah.
This is a pretty intense issue. Some pretty intense things have gone down, and we're not qualified. Honestly, we're not qualified to talk in depth about some of the issues that the Ezra Miller thing brings up. But
at the end of the day, we are a pop culture and gaming news show. We are not a news show.
Yeah.
Right? We joke a lot about being the news, but when it comes down to these serious topics of Ezra Miller kidnapped a teen, that is not our jurisdiction.
Right. But what we have been wondering as a pop culture news show is, and as a pop culture news show that wants a little bit more responsibility in our pop culture, what is Warner Brothers going to do about the problem of Ezra Miller? We've seen that Warner Brothers doesn't do a lot to remove problematic people.
I don't know. They were awfully quick to making sure that they were removing Amber Heard.
Right.
Interesting.
One half of that problematic couple was removed pretty quickly. The other half seemed to do okay. Now, the Ezra Miller thing is interesting because, of course, the Flashpoint is coming.
Mm-hmm.
The Flash. We are fans of the Flash here as a character.
We are fans of the Flash as a character. We are not fans of Ezra Miller's Flash.
The Flash in Justice League came off kind of a little icky and weird, and
a lot.
And was not a fan, considering right on television you have the good boy, wholesome feelings
Gustin
version
right
of the
there.
Flash.
Grant Gustin and all his dads were right there.
Now, releasing Flashpoint at this point as it is would be a huge problem for Warner Brothers. It's still on the release calendar because it's not supposed to come out for a while. But we've been wondering, what are you going to do about this? And they've obviously said, they had a statement that said, look, Ezra Miller will not be the Flash going forward. They are going to be removed from the franchise. But hey, what are you going to do about this movie?
I am of the opinion that the movie should just be canceled. I'm not like, go reshoot the whole movie. I understand there's a lot of other people that worked on this movie, but like, I grew up in the entertainment industry. I've been a part of a lot of projects that simply never came out for much lesser reasons.
Yeah.
For reasons of copyright disputes, for reasons of contractual issues, or for reasons of just it didn't end up working out. For much lesser reasons, projects get canceled all the time that people put tons of creativity and hard work into.
Sure.
This is worth it.
The difference, and I'm not saying it's a good difference, but the difference is this one is $200 million and it's connected to a theoretical multi-billion-dollar franchise that they were trying to build, which is why, from their perspective, they're like, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
What the fuck do we do? And you know, there's do we reshoot it? Do we Back to the Future it, right? Do we pull out Eric Stoltz and put in Michael J. Fox? Do we remove Ezra Miller and reshoot? I mean, Ezra Miller's got to be in 80% of those scenes at least.
That's
do you
why I
reshoot
don't think that it's
80%
worth
of the film?
reshooting. I'm in favor of let this go because it isn't like a crucial and important. There isn't a piece of story that currently exists that's been planted that like needs to be answered by a Flash film. There is I'm sure things that they have coming up, but like then fix those things rather than this movie.
Imagine like
let it die. Let this movie die.
I mean, and we've been talking about how this movie for most people is a Michael Keaton Batman movie. You can still do that if you want to. You can put that stuff into other things if that's what you want to do. You don't need to be like, well, we need Flashpoint to do that. Your movies have never made sense.
Correct.
The DCEU doesn't really worry too much about making sense in terms of continuity or theme. You can just put the Batman in something else.
I will also ask of our chat, Ezra Miller uses they, them pronouns. Just because they're a piece of shit doesn't mean we begin misgendering. I also know that none of you would do it intentionally, unless you probably have no idea because you don't follow along with what the fuck Ezra Miller is doing.
That's fine.
Because it's chaotic to even click on a trending topic that involves Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Totally understandable, but I will clarify that it is still important to me.
Yeah. So right now, you know, David Zaslav, who is the head of Discovery, and now, because he's the head of Discovery, is the head of Warner Brothers. This is his first, they're calling this his first crisis in very thematically DC sort of terminology. They're saying, hey, how this guy responds to this is going to set the tone for how Warner Brothers is run. And as somebody who worked for Discovery in the past, David Zaslav is a bottom line sort of dude. Discovery doesn't get to be the biggest media company in the world. That's right, the biggest, without you noticing, unless he was about quietly doing things for the bottom line. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with regards to this fucking movie. And, you know, we said it from the beginning. You backed the wrong horse. Grant Gustin was right there.
Being such
Pull him
a
up to the big leagues. It's okay.
He's ready.
He's
know he
ready.
Is. We know he's ready.
Him and his long, strong neck are ready.
Exactly.
He's got the longest, strongest neck, that guy. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, that makes sense for being the Flash.
He's got to lean his head forward all the time.
Right.
Anyway.
Let's talk about more movies.
Let's talk about more movies.
We don't have a lot of time.
No.
We've been chatting. Another live action Disney adaptation has been announced. And I can't say that these have done extraordinarily well from the critics.
No.
Thus far.
Have not done poorly monetarily.
And Guy Ritchie has been announced as the director for a live action Hercules movie.
Guy Ritchie, of course, did the live action Aladdin a couple years back, which mixed reviews, but did fairly well at the box office.
Can I be honest? I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
There were a lot of parts of it that I enjoyed.
There were cheesy fucking moments.
Mm-hmm.
There were cheesy fucking moments that like didn't hit. I'm a sucker for great dance choreography, and that film had incredible dance choreography.
Yeah. There were parts of it that were very, very good. Overall, it wasn't. I didn't love it the most, but there were some real highlights to it. I thought it was super long too.
It was, but they also gave Jasmine a little more story, and that means a lot to me.
Honestly, I think that's the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Jasmine got a song. Jasmine got her story.
Yeah.
But that was the part that I enjoyed, but the rest of it I was kind of like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that Guy Ritchie's coming back to do a Hercules movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the vibe that he brought to Aladdin, I think might work better in Hercules, which already had a bigger, more Broadway vibe in the source material.
I agree with that. I'm a huge fan of Hercules, so naturally, the Disney movie Hercules, naturally my first thought was, who plays Megara?
Sure. Who plays Megara?
I also started looking online at fan castings, right?
Megara,
I was like, what are
best
people?
girl.
Meg is best girl. And I was like, all right, who are people fan casting as Megara? And a lot of people were saying Liz Gillies. A lot of people also said Ariana Grande. Absolutely not. I'm so sorry. Get that out of here.
Nah.
Please, no, thank you.
I bet she's on the list, though.
But you know who? I don't think so.
I bet she's on the short list.
I don't believe it. You know who it is for me?
Who?
Zendaya.
Yeah, she's got the dude.
Zendaya as Megara.
Let's take a look at these top fan
Liz
castings.
Gillies was the one that I also agree. I think Liz Gillies is also a great choice.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Liz Gillies is really good. Anna Kendrick, I could see doing it.
I don't like it.
I like it, actually.
I do not.
Alexandra Daddario, I don't see. Ana de Armas, I don't see. America Ferrera, I kind of see. Mandy Moore can do anything, but she's not exactly right.
I find America Ferrera and Mandy Moore a little more endearing.
Yeah.
You know? But, hey, they're performers,
But
they're actors.
hey, Mandy Moore has more than shown her chops on on This Is Us.
I haven't watched it.
She is I was shocked. She's a powerhouse actor. Jennifer Connelly, I don't know.
Absolutely not Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry is a no for everything.
Stephanie Hsu. I could see that. She had that attitude in Everything Everywhere.
Hold on. Let me see.
I think she could do it. Juno Temple.
Is this the person I'm thinking of?
I love Juno Temple.
Yes, she's from Miss Maisel. I was trying to make sure that was the correct person that I was thinking of. She fucking crushed it in Marvelous Miss Maisel as well.
Wait until you see her in Everything Everywhere.
I'm very excited
you're gonna lose your mind. I think most of these would make me pretty happy. But I think I'm leaning towards Elizabeth Gillies or Anna Kendrick.
I'm Elizabeth Gillies or Zendaya.
Yeah. I like it. Hercules can be anybody, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't care. Anyone but Chris Pratt.
It's about Meg and Phil.
Here's the thing. Here's what I want. That's what I want.
Who do you want for Hades? Hades is such a big deal. Listen. The Hades man is a bad man. He's an idiot man. And he's bad on the Twitter, and we don't like him. But Hades, the character. Woo.
Okay.
Woo. Tudyk's not bad.
Tudyk is great.
Tudyk's not bad at all.
Oh, that's good.
Tudyk's not bad at all. Jim Carrey, I think, would be a little much. One of the things that I like about Hades is he has some of the big delivery, but he also is very sardonic in a way that I think Tudyk would really nail.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, I don't think I can top that. I think that's really good.
Tom Hiddleston, Chris Hemsworth as Hades and Zeus. That's kind of funny.
That's cute.
I like it, and I mean, I think Hiddleston would kill it. Here's the thing about some of these casting choices though is like, we got to remember how old these people are, because these are stories of younger heroes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's when I see something like Jennifer Connelly, it's like, of course Jennifer Connelly could play Megara, but like Megara's not that age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's the thing. When I see Juno Temple, I'm like, Juno Temple would crush, but Juno Temple is a little old for Megara now. Chris Hemsworth is a little old to play Herc. You know?
I agree.
These characters are just a little old, you know? Bruce Campbell for Hades. Oh my God. I love that we're just going through who are all the sarcastic men that we know that are charming but sarcastic.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. I really love Hercules. Hercules is like a sleeper fave of mine.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of love for Matt Smith as Hades as well.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. I could also see Matt Smith as skinny Hercules.
As little skinny Hercules?
Obviously, they're going to cast the same actor to do both, and they're going to Captain America somebody.
Or like they'll get a 16-year-old or something.
That's a good point. They'll have like a teen or something.
But I think Matt Smith is a little busy because he's part of that Morbius franchise now, baby. He's got no time because it's Morbin time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Goldblum is Hades.
I have no problem saying it. I don't like Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum has said so much absolutely outlandish shit so publicly and has never been held accountable for literally any of it. And the shit that people get canceled over for so much less makes me go, how is no one talking about that? Like, just out here saying shit. Just out here saying shit.
He do just say whatever comes into his head.
And what comes into his head is fucked up.
Yeah. Huh.
Anyways.
Yeah, I would say for me it would be Tudyk probably.
I love all of the love for Lizzo as Muse.
Oh, Lizzo as head Muse? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's so good. That's so good.
I don't know that we have time to talk about this.
We don't. We've run out of time. We'll
time.
push it to Wednesday, and that's quite all right because we do this show 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific. If it is not 8 a.m. in your time when this show starts, that is your clock.
You figure that out.
You're not wrong. That's
your
on you.
problem.
Check with the time. Call the proper.
We have to draw boundaries because you can't put your problems onto us. We can't do the emotional labor of that for you.
This show starts at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody, you can also find us together on this channel for a bunch of other things, including Failed Save, which Failed Save, I can't tell you the date quite yet. But it's coming back very, very soon. We're shooting a little thing for it. Maybe today.
Maybe. I don't know. But Saige, when that's not going on.
Yes.
Oh, I do want to mention, because we do have a lot of first-time chatters, first-time people here. Hello, welcome. We do go through a big roll call at the end of the show of everybody who supported us during the show. We don't want you to think that we've been ignoring all of your kindness throughout the show with your bits and your bobs and your who's and what's its and your star crunches, whatever it is that you're doing. And of course, your subscriptions, your donations. We're gonna do a big roll call of all those. Stick around. We do wanna thank you all.
And yes, the one shot from Friday is going up on YouTube very, very soon. For now, it is available to everybody in the Twitch VODs. But anyways, you can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. I stream on my channel on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Or you can find me here all the time. Or I guess at VidCon this weekend. If you want to come and please have a mask on.
Come see her in a mask at the video convention.
Yeah. Anthony, what about you?
Oh, my stars and garters. Thank you for asking. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I am at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. You can find me this Thursday at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific time, hosting the official red carpet world premiere of Thor: Love and Thunder for Marvel. That's very exciting. Please come and watch that. It's going to be me and Tamara Krinsky and Erika Ishii. We're going to be hosting that red carpet. I'm very excited. You know what a fan of Thor I am.
I do.
You can find that at marvel.com/Thor premiere. Very exciting times. Also, I have a science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata called We Have Concerns. There's a new episode coming out today all about that Google AI that they're saying has attained emotion and sentience and what we think about that and whether that's true or not. So check that out at wehaveconcerns.com.
Very exciting. Thank you so much to Martinis for 2 at 6 for gifting that sub to Hando the AV guy just now. So appreciated. Mr. Laugh for 15 months at 15 of them their months here.
Ooh, that's a long
Thank
time.
you so much. Gentle Pete with 8 months at 8 months. I think I might like you guys. JS Wedler for 7 months. Thank you very much. Emily, thank you very much for that tips, and thanks y'all for making my Monday exponentially better. I'm very happy to have you.
Thank you for joining us. Tyler Eichenberg with the 8 months resub. Thank you so much. Grumpy Steen with the Prime resub for 21 months. You know, we're coming up on the point where some of these BBs are going to be 2-year BBs.
Yeah, because we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary.
I can't wait
of the
for all of you
channel.
to hit your terrible 2s. I can't wait to see what you all do, you little monsters.
See, here's the thing. The channel's going to hit its terrible 2s at the same time.
We're all monsters together. Tom Biden, thank you for the cheer. Tyler Firestorm with the resub for 4 months. I think you might like us. Chris Plowman, thank you for your generous gifting of 2 subs. I Crichton with the Prime sub for 13 months of taking money out of the Beezy's pockets. Average Student with the resub for 8 months. Echo Root with the resub for 3 months. Kurt Thulu with the resub for 17 months, saying thank you for all the news. We do create the news. When we are not here, the news does not happen. Remember that.
Don't forget.
Chris Plowman with 13 months on Prime. Buck Nerd with the resub for 5 months. Thank you so much. 54 Aquasnakes with the resub for 20 months. Saying 20 months, where does all the time go? Into the fucking well. And it never returns. Self-Aware Can Opener, thank you for the 21-month subscription.
That's so
my
many
God,
months.
This is crazy to see. Davey Dave Boy with the resub for 15 months, saying the best time is always too early. Thank you so much.
And lastly, Chafrikas with 7 months saying, we here, we made it.
We made it.
Actually, I lied. It's not lastly, because we just had Zellos. Thank you very much for the 9-month resub, and Darwin for those bits.
We here, we made it. Hey, look
Here
at us.
we made it. That's the show, everybody. Support us on Patreon if you want to, and you want an extra clip every week. You don't have to, but you could. There's other ways that you can also do things. Actually, I would like to shout out somebody that did one of those non-monetary, incredible ways to support us today. Flame Razor, thank you very much for tweeting about the show. That is very cool of you and an incredible way to support the show and help it keep going.
Yeah.
We love you very much,
We
BBs.
love you so much, BBs. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.